Hello and welcome to MyFusion Helper. My name is Troy Broussard, and in this short video I'm going to show you how to use the password it helper. Now, this is a very simple helper to use. It only takes a couple minutes to explain, so we'll go through this fairly quickly, and I'm going to walk you through how to set it up inside of MyFusion Helper first and how to configure it and some of the options that you have there. And then we're going to jump into Infusionsoft and show you setting it up inside of a campaign and then kind of take a look at some of the contacts and the results that it generates. All right, so let's just jump in and get this thing rolling. Okay, so I'm already logged into MyFusion Helper, and I'm going to go ahead and show you here in one of my test accounts. So we'll go ahead and create a new helper, and we're going to type in password it. Now, don't worry about the word beta here. It's just, as we haven't published this just yet, by the time you see this video, it'll all be live. And we'll go ahead and give it a name, password it, okay, and configure. Now, again, this is a very straightforward helper to set up. There's not a lot of options here. The most important is setting the password length. Now, generally, we'd recommend something in the 8 to 12 for more secure, 6 to 8 for something simple. So it's really up to you. And in this case, I'll go ahead and use 8. And then there's some different options here regarding whether or not you want to use special characters, whether or not you want to use some extra special characters. These get kind of crazy. Generally, I don't recommend using the extra special characters. And honestly, most of the time, you don't even need the special characters. If you're just using simple passwords and you want to have upper and lower case and numeric values mixed in, then you can just ignore both of those if you like. And then this setting is very important, whether or not you want it to overwrite existing data. Now, think of the use cases here. If somebody is going to be allowed to reset their password, for example, you definitely want to make sure and allow them to override it. So it's totally up to how you intend to use it here, but generally you probably want to allow it to override. And then you want to stick it into a field, right? So you select a field, and you can just use the internal password field of Infusionsoft, or if you want to put it in a custom field, you can do that. But I'm just going to go ahead and put it into the standard password field, and we'll go ahead and click on Create Helper, and this will generate our helper to use inside of Infusionsoft. Okay, now setting up in Infusionsoft is quite trivial. We simply want to copy this blue link here where it says copy link. We'll copy that to the clipboard. Okay, and then we can switch over into Infusionsoft. And I've set up a campaign already, and just to show you kind of how this would work, more than likely you're probably going to use this in some type of a fulfillment process. You might have a note goal as another type of way that you may want to do this. So you may want to have, instead of a tag, you may want to have a note goal here to change the password, right? And perhaps your support desk wants to be able to just simply apply a note and kick this off. So that would be another possibility, but a lot of times you're probably going to use a tag goal as well. And then inside the password helper, you simply go in here to this sequence and you would just add an HTTP post. So you come down here and grab an HTTP post snippet, drag it on there, and then simply configure it by double clicking and pasting in the value here. Okay, so this is the same value that we copied here. So we copy it in and then we paste it in here, and we would set this to ready and back out, make sure that we set the sequence to ready as well, and go ahead and publish it, okay? And at that point, you have everything set up. It's really straightforward, just a simple copy and paste like all of our other helpers. Now, if we take a look at the results here, I can go over here into the contact search. There's only a few contacts here, and we can pull up at random one of these contacts and go in here and look at the additional information and scroll down just a little bit. I've got it kind of zoomed in so you can see it a little easier, and you can see the password is set here. Now, as I said, you can get really complicated with these and put these crazy characters in there. I really don't recommend that. It's going to cause you a lot of work on your help desk for people that are having issues typing those strange characters. So I generally keep it simple like this, and honestly, if it's for internal stuff that's not, super critical for security, just probably using a 6-space password password is probably fine, 6 letters, but 6 to 8 is probably a good recommendation. Okay, and that is all there is really to it. So let's shift back into the presentation here, and let's talk about just some of the use cases for this and how you might use this inside of your business. Now, a lot of people will use this with membership sites, and that's honestly where the request came. This is a user-generated request, so we're just fulfilling your needs on the help desk here. Somebody wrote in and said that they needed this, and then we got 3 or 4 other people saying they needed it. Within a week, we had a few people, so there was something going on, and everybody needed to be able to create passwords, so that's why this function was created. But it was all in response to membership sites. However, there's other reasons you may want to do this for internal systems that you have and wanting to be able to store that password inside of Infusionsoft, to be able to merge it in emails and send it out to people so that you can send them a reset password or send them access to their password, that type of stuff. And then also if you've got some type of external system that you're integrating with and you want to be able to store that password, or perhaps create an SSO, single sign-on login through a third-party system or something like that you need to store that information, that's another potential use case. So hopefully this gives you some ideas of how you can use this in your business and meets a need for you. And if you have any questions, reach us on the help desk at help@myfusionsolutions.com.